I just made a video about the interminable demon that is sobriety and how nobody really voluntarily goes through it. But I want to talk about addiction because I've been reading addiction literature, and my first intellectual hero was Dr. Drew. I used to sit and listen to Loveline, and one of the things that Dr. Drew is a specialist in, because there's no way you don't know this, VH1 exists. If you've heard of Dr. Drew, it's because you've heard of Dr. Drew and his rehab show on VH1, where he used to do addiction work. And so you do not have good definitions of addiction, because you use addiction to mean chemical dependence. Chemical dependence is where your body is used to a chemical and it craves it. You think addiction is the body craving of a chemical. That is not what addiction is. That is chemical dependence. That is where you're dependent on a chemical in order for your body to function in the way that it thinks is normal. I am chemically dependent on weed for pain management, and it comes with nausea and discomfort if I don't use it, because my body is used to replacing the pain signal with THC. In fact, my body has become accustomed to managing a lot of things with it, including my sleep cycle. I fall asleep when I'm stoned enough to relax, and I wake up when I'm sober. That's very real. That's a big part of why I oversleep, actually, is because I wake up sober and nauseous, and I go, I don't feel like dealing with being awake right now. Which is where wake and bake comes from. When you smoke enough that you wake up nauseous, that 8 hours is enough for you to go through withdrawal. You wake up, you bake, you get rid of the withdrawal. Some people, the people that smoke cigarettes struggle with this. They'll wake up in the middle of the night and need a cigarette because they're nauseous and they hurt. That's chemical dependence. That's exactly the same as food. Your body thinks it needs the chemical in the same way it thinks it needs calories and other nutrients that come from food, because it does. Addiction is a very different thing. Chemical dependence is normal. Your body is chemically dependent on all sorts of things, even things that you don't realize. You're chemically dependent on your lovers. You're chemically dependent on the serotonin bump from doom scrolling YouTube, for example. Addiction is where you make bad, self-harmful choices. That is where you do stupid things in order to get the thing that you were addicted to, or to be seen being the thing that you were addicted to. And so, like, what I always think about is that porn star that he worked with on his VH1 show, where, because she was doing porn because she was sex addicted, so she found a way to make money at her addiction. Penny Flame. And he and she both agreed that she was making decisions that were stupid, that were self-harmful to her in order to feed the addiction. I would love for someone to explain to me how I make decisions that are self-harmful for me in order to get weed.